too, but we can move
Having too
on
much fun.
tonight to open it up after that amazing main event. You got the triple threat match with the women, Io, Bianca, Rhea. Io goes over. I was not seeing that coming, man. Honestly, KG, you called it.
I'm s- I'm so fucking happy, man. They finally, and you know what? The whole time we should have probably knew that the face mushing and shit was on purpose. And that's what I realized after she
Yeah.
won. I was like, they was playing us the whole time. I thought they was really just disrespecting her. And I'm like, I was really buying into this shit. But these three women went out there and fucking put on a banger, dog. I loved everything about this match. You got off to such a fast start and it was nonstop the whole time. I loved Rhea in this match. I loved the way Bianca worked in this match. To me, she was working more as a heel, dog, and more. I'm telling y'all, I'm not throwing it out yet, and that's just me, and I can hold on to that, and that's fine. She's gonna be a heel at some point. Mark my motherfucking words. At some point, probably before the year is out, probably within the next couple months, she's turning heel because this Jade and Naomi and Bianca shit is not dead by a long shot. So that being said, you got the proper winner. They made, Io Sky kind of look like the footnote to start the match. But as the match went on, she started laying shit in. She was doing amazing spots. And her getting that fucking win, I think it shocked a lot of people. And it was a great way to start off night two, bro. The crowd was already hot. The night two crowd and the night one crowd was like night and fucking day. Like
Were
night
they
two,
they were in a different city, it felt like. Like, are they even in
yeah,
Vegas?
like
Where is this crowd? They
that
were
shit was
hyped.
crazy. They were on fire, bro. But the fact that this was nonstop the entire match, like just back and forth, it played into the crowd. It was beautiful. I love this match. Those ladies put on, and you have the proper fucking winner. Although I could have lived with Rhea or Bianca having the title, but to me, Io should hold on to it because you need to build Io up. Rhea didn't need the WrestleMania win. Bianca didn't need the WrestleMania win. Io Sky did.
Perfect. Like, what more can we like? What more can we say?
What
Like,
more could I
yeah,
say?
yeah. Are you
My
not
shit.
Are you not sports entertained? Yeah. It was my favorite match of both manias. That triple threat, the
Wow.
storytelling.
Okay.
I was the most sports entertained by the previous match we discussed, the triple threat. Heyman
Yeah.
turning, Rollins, Chef's kiss. That's quintessential WWE in its heyday at its finest. They delivered how you end a WrestleMania. This opener, I gauge a match by how many oh shits or holy shits that I like audibly yell out
Mm-hmm.
while I'm watching a
Me
match.
too.
I had eight
Yep.
oh shits in that match. I had
Yeah,
eight. I
me
counted
too.
eight
Hey,
oh
oh shit.
shits. Oh shit! Like they hit a spot. Oh shit! Like they hit a stiff punch on each. Oh shit! Like it was an incredible match. All three women saved that night because, like I said, we'll be real quick, at least on my
Oh,
parts for
come
night
on,
two.
bro.
Because you're gonna go, Fred, what'd you think? And I'm just gonna go like just a wet fart noise because
Y'all wild,
you know
bro.
what's crazy? I had a friend text me, and then we'll jump to JB. But I had a friend text me at the end of this match, and no joke said, "Man, I think it all goes downhill from here." And what? As luck would have it, grand opening, grand closing on night two because this is they lost.
Jesus, man.
To quote Neil Rule, this is where I got off the highway for WrestleMania. Shout out El Presidente.
Shout out Neil, man. He made a
Shout out.
crazy accusation earlier on Big D too, talking about WWE is dead. He
Oh,
buried
come
WWE
on
in the rest in
now.
peace segment. I'm
What?
like, you can't just parachute in for the Cena match and then judge all of
Yeah.
WWE after that. I'm
Can't
like,
do
we're in a
that.
renaissance period. That match aside, like withstanding, we're in a renaissance period for WWE, like hands down. Like,
Yeah, you can't just parachute in on a John Cena match and be like, all right, it's buried, it's done.
This
Like, come
sucks.
on.
Yeah.
yeah, that shit was
JB,
crazy
what'd
by
you
me.
think? JB, what'd you think of the triple threat with the women?
Triple threat with the women was perfect. You needed this to start off night two. As you said before, there's two different crowds from night one to night two. Just seeing them pop off like this. I do think that a lot of the women had their main spots in this, which was amazing. You got a bunch of near falls as well too. Um, yeah, obviously it was a running joke with Io being the afterthought in this whole match and everything like that. Bianca did get a couple boos on her way to the ring. I noticed as well too,
Bro,
which was just
she's
odd
not a
because
face right now. She's not working as a face, JB. If you pay attention to her body language, the way she interact with people, the way she interacted with Rhea, that's heel shit. Like,
it's just
But
odd.
also, JB, that
go ahead,
Mania
Fred.
crowd. But also, JB, that Mania crowd was all heel. Dom got like a babyface pop.
Dude,
He's the
what?
most
We
hated
gonna get to that.
person in that
Yeah,
company. He got a babyface pop. Uh, EO got booed. Like they didn't know. It's like we choose the heels, like, and we'll cheer the heels we like, and then we'll boo the people we want to go heel, so we can cheer them when they become like. That's the vibe I got from that crowd. Anyways.
yeah. Like I said, the crowd was just weird. Bianca got the boos as well too. I guess I'm cool with EO getting the win out of this one. I really thought it was gonna be Bianca. You still didn't see anything from Jade or Naomi coming after their match as well too.
Don't
So
worry about it.
hopefully
It's coming.
they can pick this up afterwards. But I mean, other than that, it was a very solid and strong start for night two, and you definitely needed this to pay off, in which I definitely think it did. The rest of the card, I might have to agree with Freddie on this one. This is just
Y'all wild, bro. But we gonna go through it. But y'all, to me, y'all wilding right now. There's only one match that was suspect on this card, and we all
really.
know what the fuck it was. But no, we gonna get into it. But JB, just going back into your, point about them picking it back up. The SmackDown before WrestleMania, Naomi came out, where there was kind of like the promo with all the women and shit, and they was kind of
Mhm.
crossing feuds. Naomi came out and she was literally like stating that I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna beat Jade, and then after that, I'm going to, and then they cut her off. So there is more to this. Like Naomi is, I'm telling you, she gonna be on a warpath, bro. Her heel work in this shit, y'all can't waste that. Like there's more to go in
I
that
hope they
story. But
don't.
go ahead.
I really hope they don't waste this at all. But next up, the Sin City Street Fight. Well, Mr. Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. McIntyre gets the win.
I'll go first because I know y'all hating. No, I'll go first because I know y'all hating. And listen,
Mr.
the match
Positive.
itself. No, man, hey, call me what you will. I'm normally not though. You guys, JB. I'm normally the critical motherfucker up here, but this was what it was supposed to be because we don't know to this day why these motherfuckers are feuding in the first place.
Still don't.
So for a thrown together street fight at WrestleMania, sign me up, bro. Like this was how people was clamoring that we should have had the TLC, the SmackDown TLC on the WrestleMania card. This was that. So hey, I'm all on board. They got where they needed to get to, and I'm not gonna lie. Drew McIntyre kind of whooped Damian Priest's ass this whole match. Damian Priest maybe got like 2 moments of offense, but it was all Drew McIntyre. And maybe that was on purpose. I still don't know, but Drew had to be the one to go over. JB, I know you hate this man. I keep telling you, they have to throw him crumbs here and there because he's been screwed over after screwed over, and eventually you're gonna have to make him champion. But for right now, y'all had him in this shit with Damian Priest. Fine, he needs the WrestleMania victory, especially following up that he got cashed in on last year after he fucking won the title in for 5 minutes he was champion. So this was what it was. But the match itself, you had the typical street fight spots. It was entertaining. It entertained, but this was an ass whooping. Make no mistake about it. Drew McIntyre beat Damian Priest's ass in this match. And I don't know what you do with Priest from here, unfortunately. It's fucked up because I felt like he was making progress. He kind of worked himself into that main event scene. Maybe with a draft shakeup, you can kind of refresh him a little bit. But yeah, this was not good for Priest, but all good for Drew.
Freddie?
My favorite part of the match was this guy here.
Slayer,
Shout
yeah.
out Slayer.
Fluffy.
Yeah.
All my
that's
metalheads
not,
know Slayer.
he looked like Fluffy.
I miss going to Slayer shows and just Slayer like before they come out, man. Slayer, they're doing a show in Pennsylvania in September. I really want to go to it. Anyways, that was it. I marked out over Slayer, and then the match happened, and I was like, it was a run of the mill street fight. There was nothing crazy or nothing for Mania. You would think like something out of the ordinary, but we get pillow fights when we get violent esque sort of like, oh, they're gonna beat the shit. Which, to his credit, Drew beat the brakes off of Damian Priest. But for a street fight, you're hoping to see some kind of enhanced physicality because it's Mania. Like, what kind of crazy spot is there with these two
Right.
behemoths going at each other? And there really wasn't. It was just like again, it was like a street fight I would see on Raw, and you're like, oh, Drew beat Damian Priest on Raw on a like a Texas street fight or whatever those gimmicky street fights are. That was it.
I feel like on Raw it would have been more competitive because fucking Damian Priest getting beat up at WrestleMania like this is kind of
Man,
crazy. But I
former
will say
champ,
that, yeah,
former champ.
bro. But what I will say is that Claymore at the end with the
That
chair
shit-
positioned in the corner, that was
Yeah.
nasty. That was nasty.
Yeah,
And I was going to bring that up as well too. And KG, I wasn't even going to hate on Drew. I was actually going to give him a little bit of praise out of this one as well, man. Like it wasn't that terrible of a match. I mean, first off, y'all got to stop adding on extra shit to a street fight. Just call it a street fight. This doesn't need to be a Sin City street fight. You didn't do anything in Vegas
to Midnight Rush
to help us out.
Match.
Like, you didn't do anything to help us out to make this any more of a Sin City street fight than it just being a fucking street fight. That's all it was. I give both of them credit. You've seen their hatred out of this match. Drew just kind of beat the shit out of Damian Priest. The Claymore finisher off the turnbuckle with the chair was perfect. You still see Drew do his live tweeting picture with whoever that dude was in the audience that's like, just bored at work,
Drew
bro.
is so
just chilling.
So cold, bro.
But
I love Drew, dog.
But I like this match just because I like this more than Night One's second match out the gate, just because you had that momentum swing and this kind of lived up to that hype to keep you entertained and keep you going throughout the night. But other than that, it was still just a match. But I give credit to Drew McIntyre out of this one. Like, fair enough. Like, it was good.
Oh, he don't have bad matches, JB. Stop playing.
I just enjoyed the whole live thing. Like, I'm here still.
3MB is the last time Drew McIntyre just had a bad match. All right. Fucking 3-man band.
3-man band, man. That was a time. But
it wasn't.
It was a time, man. It was a time.
It wasn't. Fucking Heath Slater, bro.
Dude, real quick, there is an inside joke with my buddy. Shout out Dion, shout out D. We were watching like a Raw. It was a random Raw, and I don't know what town they were in. But you know, some nights it's just a weird Raw where like the weirdest person gets like a Stone Cold pop. They came back from break, and it was that bam, bam. I'm just one man, and the crowd. You would have thought Stone Cold Attitude Era came out. And the crowd just, and just a random thing, like on a road trip with my boy, or like we're just hanging out eating at Five Guys, and just out of nowhere, I just hit him with the "I'm just one man," and he'll just like weirdest pop. Like, I don't know, they were in like Omaha or some weird city. Like, loved Heath Slater that night. Anyways, just a funny wrestling anecdote. That shit's hilarious.
Oh, next up, you guys gotta fill me in on this one. I don't know where the love is coming from this dude. The Fatal 4-Way, Dirty Dom, Finn Balor, Penta, and Braun Breaker, and somehow Dom gets the win and the love after the match. What?
JB, I want JB to go first because he is the big hater here in terms of Dominic Mysterio. Bro, I'm not you, my man's, bro. You are blind. You are blind if you haven't seen the fucking, the crowd get behind Dom. But go ahead,
dude.
I mean, I just don't understand this. The man came out there and couldn't even get the mask off his face. Like, it was just weird. Finn Balor comes out with a mask too. I'm like, what are we doing? Just come out to regular entrances, or at least give me something more. This is WrestleMania, of course, but you guys just walked out of there like it was nothing. Not wearing Judgment Day colors at all. Dom gets the win, and it's just like, what? Like, I thought we hated this man a week ago, but now it's all cool. Like, I guess that shit was for real. It was just a week ago. Credit to Braun Breaker. He had a couple spots. That spear to Carlito from table to table, like, that was sweet. WWE, you got to stop hyping the announce table up like this is pure steel right here. He's just diving through. No, it's not. Just stop.
Styrofoam.
Stop.
Right.
Plastic. Yeah, just
Although
ridiculous.
these new tables do seem a little heavier though. When he did that spear spot, that shit looked brutal. I'm not gonna lie to you. It looked like they hurt themselves doing that shit. So just saying.
But keep it funky, and we'll panel this. Do you think Dirty Dom has improved in the ring and with his character? I say yes. What do you think, JB? Do you think he's improved?
Absolutely.
I give him
KG's in
credit.
agreement.
I definitely think he's improved a lot, but it's like, is it time for him to get a title right now? I know, like, the majority of Judgment Day has it. You got to see JD Madonna come right back in this match as well too, but I don't know. I just felt weird just to like Dom gets the win and that's it. Like everyone is cool with him now. Like we hated this man a week ago.
Baby.
But people are
know.
trolls. I think it's indicative. I think the Vegas crowd is indicative of us in real life. We love trolling people. We love to kick people when they're down. We do the Jordan crying meme when someone's like having their most traumatic like loss of their life. We make jokes out of it and memes out of it. We're a trolly society now. We love to pick on people when they're down. So we love trolls. Dom is the ultimate troll in WWE. So it takes one to know one. That's from my opinion why the crowd relates to him, because we're a trolley society, and so we're gonna get behind the troll. That's my take on it.
I'm
KJ.
telling y'all, like the writing was on the wall for this. I knew going in, Dom had a really good chance of winning this match, and I was not disappointed. He's the greatest fucking Mysterio of all time. Shout out my boy Dirty Dom.
Whoa.
My boy Dirty Dom getting the win, celebrating, leaving, and then coming back and celebrating again, bro. That was real G shit, bro. Like, first of all, with the entrances, him not taking the mask off or like struggling with the mask, that was so just Dom Mysterio, bro. It really was. I'm not mad at Finn Balor. He always come out in that weird looking shit. I thought it was cool, actually. But
he looked like he was gonna wash some dishes.
Yeah, that's the Dexter gloves. Just like
he wears shit like that. Finn different, bro.
Man.
Finn is different, bro. But overall, like everybody got their offense into this match except for Dom, and you knew the reason why. And listen, this has been a build-up. This ain't just overnight, oh, we just love Dom now. Ever since they kicked Priest out, everybody has secretly taken a liking to Dominic Mysterio. It was inevitable. Like all this shit, like leading up to WrestleMania and shit like that, him being inserted in the match, you knew that, okay, WWE are really going to put the title on him. And the moment couldn't have been better. You just got the full crowd support at the end. It was beautiful, bro. I don't see how y'all thought like these matches in between was bad, because like literally to me, everything was really fucking good until the main event. But this one right here, the crowd was behind it. It was the right finish. The execution of the finish was fucking beautiful. Him hitting the splash after fucking Finn hit his move. This was it, bro. And Dom is going to make for a entertaining Intercontinental Champion. No, he's not all the way there yet in terms of in-ring. No, he's not all the way there yet in terms of microphone skills. But he has improved. He's going to get better. And to me, the only thing he's missing at this point is muscle. Put some fucking muscle on this kid so he can actually be taken credibly as a threat. And as his career goes along, you will be able to work him into being kind of like a heel, but like more of like the vicious type heel. Like I want to see him, like I play WWE 2K25, and you know how they got Mass Dom Mysterio on there, kind of his WrestleMania entrance. I want to see Dom like just go full on gangster. I'm luchador. Fuck this shit. I'm throwing the mask on. I don't fuck with y'all. I'm Dirty Dom. I want to see him evolve into that. But right now, we got to get through the chicken shit phase. But for what he's done with like this version of him, it's perfect, bro. It really is, man. And I'm so happy for Dom, bro. That was a great moment. Like they gonna play that moment back for WrestleManias to come. Him winning the crowd and the crowd going crazy. That shit was epic. It was.
I never thought the "I'm your papi" kid was gonna be like at Mania winning a title. Like that kid did not scream. I'm not gonna body shame like KG was up in here doing, but you know, like,
I really was. And hey, I'm a sizist. I'm a body shamer. Hey, tune in if you want to tune in. It just is what it is.
Woodward body shaming. No,
Mm.
I'm playing. I'm
Oh
playing,
my
man.
god.
No, but yeah, it is cool to see his evolution, and I think he has improved. And again, he's a troll character, and part of me,
Yeah.
that's kind of why I was so hyped that he won. It's just a troll. Now, KG, I didn't think it was a bad match. To me, I didn't think it got enough time. I think they could have.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
could have given this match a few more minutes, and especially in four, it's hard in fatal four ways, man, because everybody's like, to quote
Yeah.
you, got to get your shit in, got to get your shit off. And in a fatal four way, man, it's so hard to let everybody shine. And then you got spots with all four people kind of intermingling. It's tough. So for that reason, that's kind of why I was kind of just like, man, when the match was over, I'm like, I'm glad Dom won, but that was one of the matches I was looking forward to the most as far as the potential it could have had, and it just didn't wow me the way that other matches did because they just were short for time on that match. So
No,
that's it.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I received that. And like I said, but with the people involved, I mean, Penta, he went out there and showed his ass. He had a great match. Braun Breaker, you not gonna get nothing bad ever with Braun.
Mm.
It is what it is. Finn Balor, we know what he capable of too. Shout out to him. He wrestled a good match. He played into the story, but just the Dom finish, bro. It was fucking perfect, bro. I yelled when he fucking won. I was fuck yeah, bro. I was hyped when he fucking won, bro. That shit, it was epic, dog. It was. JB,
All,
stop hating.
all I can say is if next week we booing this man, I'm gonna be so upset.
They not. I promise you. From here on in, you gonna hear a lot more cheers. And you kind
I
of was
hope
hearing
so.
it up in leading up to this, but you really gonna hear it now. Like Dom, it's clear he's gonna turn on Finn. This whole Judgment Day shit from the end. It's gonna be beautiful, bro. I can't wait.
Mm. Well, a match that got no time and one that I went to the bathroom on. Randy
You
Orton
a Joe,
versus Joe Hendry, the
you a Joe
surprise
Hendry hater, bro.
opponent.
JB doesn't believe, man.
I do not. No.
But what did I tell you on the show previous? Randy's gonna get an opponent. I thought it would be one of the returns, but
I wanted it
I
to be
said
Rusev so
a
bad.
I said a quick 5 to 10 minute match, and this literally clocked in at what 3, 4 minutes, I think it was. So yeah, but go ahead, JB. I want you to go ahead and start.
Like I mean, there's nothing much to this. Like I was standing up about to go to the bathroom waiting for this interest to happen, and I'm like so geeked that like it was gonna be Rusev, and you see Rusev Day. No, I believe in Joe Hendry. I'm like, oh god damn.
I know you was bad.
I
I
was
know
so
you was
upset.
bad.
I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. Went to the bathroom, came back. I think I came back to the part where he was like RKOing Joe Hendry after like turning back. And I'm like, oh my God. But I get it. This is one of your funny moments that you needed out of WrestleMania. You did it in this. It was a couple minutes. You seen Randy Orton's kind of joking side as well, too. Now afterwards he can kind of settle on serious things. But you're burying TNA talent on WrestleMania of all shows. Like I kind of thought
Crazy.
that was disrespectful.
You made their world champion look like a geek. You made TNA, and again, people when TNA has a relationship with WWE, and I'm a hater, I'm a WWE hater because I called this shit. If you're not homegrown, if you didn't come up in the PC, if you're not a creation of Vince McMahon, you're gonna get treated as such. Look at what they did to Taz with the game. Gotta bury everybody, like Sting when he wrestles me at WrestleMania. Lost
Right.
for no reason. I'll never forgive Triple H for
No,
beating
big
Sting.
facts.
That
Mm-mm.
Big
was
facts.
diabolical of a finish. No one wanted that finish.
Hey,
You had
and
my
that was
you had
Sting's
my
last match, I think.
in WWE. Yeah, you had my boy out there with his William
Yeah,
Shakespeare
WWE. Yeah,
haircut. He had his William
yeah, it was.
Shakespeare haircut with his half Sting face, half melted Sting face. You had him looking horrible. You had Sting looking like a geek. Top 5 ever for me, my favorite wrestlers. And I'll
Yeah.
never forgive Triple H for that shit. And you saw what he did to Taz. Dude, Taz,
Yep.
the submission machine, Taz, War
Was a
Machine by
beast.
Kiss is one of the dopest wrestling entrances of all time. Taz
Yeah,
was a monster,
he was a
and you
beast, bro.
fed him to Triple H. Get we're pressed for time. I'm not going to go on a soapbox like I really want to with it. Why do you got to make people that are world champions in other companies look like geek? So miss me with, it's Forbidden Door. It's a good relation. They got a TNA relationship now. Oh, this is going to be good for wrestling. It's going to be good for WWE. It's not going to be good
Yeah.
for anybody else. And the thing that pissed me off the most, and I'll put a bow on this, not only did Orton hit him with the RKO, he hit him with the "hey, good job, kid," tapped him on his chest, like belittling him, picked him up to do the dopey, like, "hey, give it up for this guy," and then RKO'd him and did his little thing and mocked him. And it's like, this is a world champion. Imagine
Right.
if Cody Rhodes went to TNA, which he's done before, and he goes to TNA and they make him look like it. He goes for a crossroads and like they squash him in 5 minutes. They would never let it happen. That stuff pisses me off because if you really care about wrestling, if you really care about putting people over, that match either doesn't happen or they have a good back and forth with like a legitimate match, not a squash, and they
Right.
hype up, hey, Turning Point presented by TNA is going to be in St. Louis. I don't even know, but you know what I'm saying. They plugged the pay-per-view that Henry's going to, defend his title, actually, because it wasn't for any title. It was a pointless match. What
Yeah.
good came out of that other than, oh, you got the rub, kid. You got in there and took 2 RKOs from Orton. No, you made him look like a geek, and he's the world champion of someone's company. You would never let
Yeah.
another company do that to any of your champions, but you'll do it to other people. So I'm stepping off my soapbox now because I could rant for it would be a 3-hour show if I got on that subject. So we'll kick
I
it
low
over to
key
you
want you
guys.
to.
I was hot when that happened. I laughed sarcastically, like as soon as it was them, I'm like, they're gonna squash them. They squashed them with that second RKO. I just threw my hands up and went in and got a snack from the kitchen. Like I'm like, I can't. This company gives me no faith. They haven't given me faith in 7 years that they'll never change their ways. Not if Vince is behind the headset, Triple H,
Right.
HBK, whoever the dorks on Twitter say is cooking. It doesn't matter who they put in charge. WWE is gonna WWE, and their whole shtick is they're the colonizers of wrestling. If you
Yeah.
come out of there, it's the biggest stage. And if you don't come from there, you're an outsider. You get treated like you're not big enough. You're not a big enough star. You don't matter. We'll get to that next because I know AJ Styles' match is coming up on that. Don't even get me started on that shit. But I digress
Yeah.
from this
My
soapbox now.
boy Freddie pissed
Freddie
off,
going
bro.
off, man.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna try and keep it short because Freddie, I'm in lockstep with you on everything you fucking said. I wasn't expecting Joe Hendry. So the minute his music hit, and JB, I believe. I believe in Joe Hendry. I'm a big Joe Hendry guy. When his music hit, dog, I literally just looked up like, nah, bro. Like, for real? Like, man. And the way the match started, I thought, okay, they actually gonna get him a little time because Joe Hendry was kind of getting at Randy Orton at the very, very start. But after that, Randy started laying in the offense, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be what I thought it was. A quick fucking, hey, this is a spot. It reminds me so much of that fucking John Cena Undertaker bullshit that they pulled at WrestleMania. And I
was there. I was
Oh,
there in
man.
attendance. That
that
is the
bullshit.
night my fandom changed.
And I'm not mad at you, Freddie. And like you said, WWE got a history of doing shit like this. Like, why would you do this to Joe Hendry and JB? I know you hate him, but even you would admit this. When we went to Bound for Glory,
Yeah.
the amount of hype around Joe Hendry possibly winning the world championship and he didn't get it, like that shit was unreal. And then 6 months later, TNA had the perfect bill and they made him champion and everybody fucking lost it. They went crazy. Joe Hendry's big time now. Why the fuck would you send him out there to get squashed by Randy? Because whoever they sent out there was going to get squashed by Randy. This just wasn't the smartest decision to do so. And I mean, Freddie pretty much said it all, man. Like when I saw Joe Hendry, I was like, nah, man, like no fucking way. And yeah, I just hate that Joe had to get put in that spot. And yeah, that shit, it is what it is. It's not a good look, bro. He's a world champion. I can see if he was X Division champion or something like that. I can see that, but world champion? Come on, dog. Why y'all do my mans like that?
When he did his entrance, he should have did a.
Hey, the entrance is fire though, and I like that they move in the camera when he wave his hands. Not like that's TNA, y'all fucking up on the production quality. But
Yeah,
I digress.
Oh man, I gotta agree with you guys. Like that was messed up. Like you don't do that to Joe Henry, your company's world champion as well too. But to Randy Orton, this was rough.
Unreal.
This was rough.
I
Next
love
up,
Randy too, but come on, dog.
no, I know. Next up, we do got the Logan Paul versus AJ Styles match, but I did want to show you guys some breaking news. I guess AEW and WWE will be going head to head on the same night on my birthday, May 25th, AEW Double or Nothing and WWE Battlegrounds.
They bringing Battleground back?
They
Okay.
are bringing
Well,
Battleground back.
Wow, where
Double
is
or
it?
Nothing
Like
probably
Niagara Falls, like some random ass, like Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Like
It's actually
Cedar
in Tampa.
Rapids.
that sounds like such a like dork town pay per view of like, yeah,
No,
Sioux
I'm
Falls,
taking the
North
Double or
Dakota.
Nothing card. Although WWE is going to get more views, we know that, but like
Yeah.
AEW is going to have the better card that night. I feel like if they do it the way I think they're going to do it, it's going to be a better card.
Yeah, I agree with you. You haven't seen Battleground in a while. I don't know why you need to bring it back now. But AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Logan Paul gets the win. Social media moment for both of these guys. I don't know.
The only positive I'm gonna say about Logan Paul was the entrance. That entrance with the drone and shit, I fucked with that. It was
That was
fire.
cool.
Everything else, I already know where Freddie going with this. Why the fuck would you make AJ lose? That was my biggest gripe out of this whole thing. The match itself was a good match. It was what we thought it was going to be. Athletic as fuck. They didn't have like the viral moment that we all thought that they was gonna have, but it was an athletic fucking match like we all thought it was. You just had the wrong winner, and that's my only gripe with this shit. I didn't care about this going in because storyline wise, it just made no sense. Y'all threw this shit together. And afterwards, I thought, okay, you're gonna put AJ over, and they didn't. And that was the wrong decision.
I sent a GIF of people throwing roses into a casket and said "R.I.P. TNA" because you had Joe Henry go down, and then you had another
AJ,
former dude
they just buried TNA.
back to back TNA championship burials with AJ
It's the
Styles and
Nas
Joe
cover.
Henry.
Hip hop is
Oh
dead.
yeah, hip hop is dead. So good. I had to flip it twice. Yeah, Will I Am underrated producer. Anyway,
Oh, big fact.
Oh yeah.
yeah, but this pissed me off, and it goes back to the point, and I'm not going to get on that soapbox and do like a 5 minute rant on it. I said it
Please do.
already. I said it already, man. I said it. This company will cut its nose off to spite its own face. Like
Yeah.
AJ Styles, let's think if we can. And I don't know if JB can look it up like real quick to correct me if I'm wrong. Name the AJ Styles Mania matches. He lost to Logan Paul. I know it was COVID, but he did a boneyard match with Taker, which
Yeah.
was cool, I guess, in the COVID era. Nobody's watching that shit back now that we're not wearing masks and
That shit wasn't cool then, Freddie.
scrubbing our groceries like we're gonna, die right away if we
Right.
eat a burrito that somebody touched. Like he had Shane McMahon as an opponent one year. And no disrespect to Shane, but like, why is
Disrespect to
AJ
Shane.
Styles just getting these garbage opponents in these garbage matches? And I'm not Taker not included, but like they did a pre-recorded boneyard match where it was like
And, and
cinematic quality. Like,
it was
Yeah.
old Taker too. Like, let's not act like this was Taker in his prime either. No offense. I love Taker, but go ahead.
yes, yeah, man. So it's just such a disrespect to AJ Styles and the type of Mania matches that he could have. Like the dream match, I know we all would want, and it's never going to happen. Can you imagine Prime HBK going up against Prime AJ Styles?
Oh,
That would have been good.
oh my
I'm not
God.
going to be cliche and say it'll feed family. If I got to hear one more person say something's going to feed families, can we feed families right now? Because we need to eat
Really
right
can't.
now.
Eggs $50,
Anyway.
man. What do you mean?
Yeah, ridiculous.
So, but again, fart noise to this match, fart noise to the Paul brothers. If I could fly someone into space, it wouldn't be Katy Perry, it would be the Paul brothers. And instead of them watching a dandelion float in the lack of gravity, just fly up somewhere and go into space. Like this dude, I have the #1 energy drink. I'm the #1 YouTuber. I'm the #1 wrestler. Like, can the drummer get some? Why do you have to have 18 companies that you make money? That's like The Rock. I have a beauty skincare products. I have Zoa. I'm a movie star. I'm a wrestler. I'm on the board for this.
Right.
I'm an XFL. Dog, can I just get one of those jobs? Like, you don't need
Yeah.
18 jobs, man. You're rich. Like, you don't need to
Yeah.
wrestle. You know, but Logan Paul, he's a douchebag. He can go in the ring, and that is the thing that pissed me off. Not just with AJ Styles once again getting scoffed over, it's the fact that the potential these two could have had. Even to KJ's
Yeah.
point, this was a nothing match. It made no sense. These are too athletic, even at AJ's age. He's my age. He can still go. It was a 1-star match. It sucked. That match, capital SUCKED, sucked. Do better. Do better next time. That was horrible. Anyways.
Yeah. I'm not mad at you.
Yeah.
I'm not. Oh, JB, I got to gripe with you real quick.
What's up? What's up?
I appreciate how you tried to frame me in that little short. Like, listen, I said I was losing heat on the Paul brothers. I never said that I'm fully just liking the Pauls. And then I saw the clip and y'all was just going at me. Oh, I'll never like the Pauls. No documentary is going to make me like,
They had him looking like a Paul sympathizer out there. Like,
yeah, like, no, I'm not a Paul apologist by any means. All I'm saying is I can level with them a little bit. Like they're human at the end of the day. That's all. But I'm not by any way endorsing the Pauls. But I appreciate how you frame me in that short.
KG pulls a prime. He just pulls a prime out.
Prime out of nowhere. Yeah.
I got to deal with Prime. And that's why he won. To be real, he has a fucking deal with WWE. I mean, let's be real about it. But go ahead.
That's pretty much what it is. Like when you guys said it before, this is a nothing match. I mean, if anything, to help with the followers of Logan Paul, this helped him a lot more than it did AJ Styles. I'll give him credit. That intro with the drone was cool, but other than that, this was a nothing match. I mean, both of these guys are super athletic. It just sucks that you wasted one of AJ's last final matches on this. And Freddie, I do have all of his matches pulled up as well too. He's had 9 Mania matches, but only won 4 of them.
Real quick, JB.
Don't feel like it.
Hit us with them, JB.
So you got Chris Jericho, 32. Shane McMahon at 33.
And Jericho beat him. Beat him in his first
Jericho
Mania.
beat him.
Yep. You got Shane McMahon at 33. Shinsuke at 34.
Sucked. Match made me divorce literally made me divorce WWE.
They had everything going for that match and they just flubbed it. Absolutely. Go ahead.
And Nakamura goes heel at the end of it for no reason.
Yeah, man.
The crowd is screaming his theme song at every arena. Oh, let's have him kick him in the ding ding, and we never see that one. Anyways, keep going, JB.
And he wasn't the same after that. But go ahead.
Keep making us angry. Keep fueling the fire.
He was not the same after that. 35, you got Randy Orton. 36, The Undertaker. That the cinematic match when we were all during COVID. So that was that.
Fucking
The New Day, I don't even remember this one at WrestleMania 37.
What?
I don't even remember that one. Was it a tag match?
He was in a tag?
Yeah, I guess. I have to.
I'm lost.
I have to double check and look that one up. 38, he went up against Edge. 40, you had LA Knight, and then 41, Logan Paul.
And he's lost damn near every Mania match.
Yeah,
JB said he won 4.
4, yep.
Losing record at Mania, and him losing to Jericho when he debuted. It's like I was at that Rumble. That place, I almost fell down the stairs. That place,
when he came out,
nuts when he came out.
That shit
and he
was
lost
crazy
to Jericho at Mania. It's like, for what reason? Like, anyways, thank you for that trivia, JB, because that just further proves the point.
AJ did he fight the New Day? I'm really
I got you. I got it. It's this is when AJ had Omos as the bodyguard.
Oh,
so it was them versus the New Day.
Man, get the
Yeah.
fuck on, dog.
Yeah.
I need to smoke after that. Yeah, dog.
Yep.
I'm gonna go watch the
What?
drum match.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Ah,
It's a blur in my memory.
I
I didn't
know. Me
even
too. I forgot about that
Almost,
shit too. I was like, what?
almost an
I blocked that shit
AJ
out.
versus New Day. I don't like. Yeah, that was like, oh, like a Mandela effect. That happened. Like,
Yeah, bro.
anyways, holy
But
shit.
all right, we got the last two matches of the night. This one tag match between the ladies. Bailey got pulled for one Miss Becky Lynch to go up against Liv and Raquel for the women's tag team titles.
Freddie finna get his shit off.
I
Go
know.
ahead,
Go,
man.
go
Get it
off,
off your
Freddie.
chest, big dog.
Dude, Bailey's gonna do the Bret Hart just in the ring.
Oh, you're right.
I don't. I've been to the
The
Fight
Vegas screw
Factory.
job.
I've been to the Fight Factory. I love Becky Lynch. Um, I don't know why she was inserted in the match after a year out. I know storyline wise why it made sense, but like, why did you do a fake injury angle for Bailey? And is there more to that story? And I don't know if you saw, but Monet tweeting out that it was the
Mm-hmm.
gif of like the pointing and then the phone and then
The
the
call
thing, the
me. Yep.
smiley with the dollar sign coming
Yep.
out.
Yeah.
I don't know why Bailey was pulled, but like this was a pointless match. And if you're gonna bring Becky back, why is it for the tag belts that they lose the next night on Raw? Like,
Yeah.
who gives a
Yeah.
shit? To me, this was a cheap pop so they could get the 80,000 people. And again, shout out to
Yep.
my Irish queen, Rebecca Quinn. Um,
Yes.
it just it was a wasted return. Have her in a high. I'm gonna throw this out. And damn Charlotte Flair Tiffy, they should have did Becky Tiffy and put Tiffy over. Have an
I
actual
like that.
opponent that's going to put on a banger match. If you're going to bring Becky back, do like a high profile. And again, she's a big enough name where she's going to jump the line for a title match. Why are we bringing Becky Lynch back in a nothing match? This tag team match was pointless. It could have been a kickoff show match. Liv Morgan was looking,
Mm.
I'll be real respectful.
I hear you, Freddie. I hear you.
Cool.
Trust me.
That
Man,
was
what?
cool. That was the
What?
highlight of the match. That was the highlight of the match. Is howling at the moon over Liv Morgan coming out in her attire, and then after that, it's just like it just felt like a cheap pop, a nothing match. That's it. They wasted a Becky Lynch return on. Oh well, they have history, and Liv Morgan, put her out. Blah blah blah. Then put them in a singles match where it means something. Like this was just such a weird thing to give them the belts and then they lose them on Raw. Like, it made no sense. That's all I got. It's just
Go
we got a
ahead,
Becky
JB.
return.
I agree with Freddie. You did this for a cheap pop to bring her back. I don't think you needed to do that or needed to take Bailey off the card as well too. And yes, I seen a tweet from Monet about, hey, just call me. Maybe the grass is greener on AEW. But not Becky, but Bailey still has like a year left on her contract. I also seen an interview with her over the weekend from the Van Vliet guy, I believe.
Chris Van
And
Vliet,
Yeah, Chris Van
yeah,
Vliet.
and just seeing her answer all of his questions, she just seems so dejected and down
despondent.
from
Yeah,
like she
exactly.
just not seem like herself anymore, and it just sucks because I know the kind of talent that she is, that she could have done really great in this match. Like I said, I just don't know the reasons behind it. Like, why is it for this? And I probably should have seen this coming as well too, because there was clips of her backstage during Seth's match from night one where she was just super excited and giddy over. So it's like, could she possibly be coming back? I don't really know, but I don't think you needed to do this, especially to Bailey right now, and it just sucks. So I just feel for Bailey. And as you said, Freddie, you took the titles off of them the next night. What the fuck was the point?
Now, this to me is where the wheels started coming off for night two.
This right here?
That long?
No, this ain't the
I
one.
was ready to go to bed at this point.
Yeah, no, this ain't, of course, like the main event is the one that I'm really gonna get into. But this one, and especially with the placement of it all, and listen, we love the women here. So for what I'm about to say, just know we love and support the women. We always gonna push for the women in women's wrestling. This was a pre-show match. I don't understand. And I get you trying to elevate the women's tag titles, but the Becky Lynch part of it, especially seeing that Seth got this faction now, this was literally only to she's gonna join that faction. Like, what other reason do you have to bring her back? Win the titles with Lyra. Love Lyra, by the way. Win the titles with Lyra. Act like, oh, I love this girl. She's the next generation. Blah blah blah. And then in 24 hours, you pull a heel turn after you lose the titles. Like it. The only reason is that they want to turn Becky heel, and she's going to be in the Seth Rollins faction. So that's probably why they took Bayley out of the match. And it is unfortunate because you don't do Bayley like that. Bayley has been she's one of the four horsewomen. Like, she has held down this women's division for a long time. Like, why the fuck would you do that to her? So yeah, I just don't like how this shit came out, especially considering the fact, like you said, Freddie, the next night they won the fucking titles back. So, but like I said, it was to get to the point where you turn Becky heel. But you could have did this at WrestleMania if you wanted to just turn her heel. You ain't have to do it at the expense of the tag titles or Lyra Valkyrie or any of that shit. So yeah, that's just my thoughts. But for the placement of this match being right before the main event, it's just like I get it, but no, this was where I started to be like, eh.
Well, fellas, there's only one more match after this, and you pretty much know what it is. The main event: John Cena versus Cody Rhodes.
Match of a generation.
John Cena gets the win. 17 titles, 17. So I'm already seeing the thumbs down from KG, but I don't know, fellas. This seems like a clickbait question, so I'm just gonna just move on from it. Just lazy reporting.
JB, you go first because me and Freddie gonna get our shit off. But go ahead.
This was boring. Like I'm not gonna hold you up on it. Like this is what we were waiting the whole entire WrestleMania for, and it was just boring. Like, this had no pop, no energy at all. Travis Scott has a 5-minute intro in the middle of this match for what reason at all? And then to come to find out a little bit later that you were never going to get The Rock. Just kind of irritated me and pissed me off and just threw me over the edge with this one. He came out on I was Pat McAfee's show earlier today talking about the Elimination Chamber and what they were trying to do and trying to set up. It had 0 ticket sales, so they wanted to throw something in there to get people to kind of, come see the show, come see WrestleMania. I could show up. No, we were never getting The Rock out of this match, and it just irritates me so much. To add Travis Scott to this, like, you don't need that. Like, you could have told a more compelling story if you gave this a lot more time than it did, and just stop having these stupid single promos night in and night out. Like, if you actually put some time into this match, this could have been worth something. This could have been worth our time. But now looking back on it, it just feels like you wasted like 2.5 hours just waiting for this main event for it to be a dud. And I'm just annoyed with it. So WWE, just do better. Do better.
And Rock, man, I love The Rock, bro, but that excuse is such bullshit. You mean to tell me, like, all you need to do is show up, literally. Like, show up and just do something. Like, that's all we fucking wanted from this match. And man, it's funny because when it first happened and we got through it, I was really trying my best to just find the silver lining in this. But the more that it went along, I just got more and more irritated at the result. And of course, because The Rock wasn't there, I think that was what everybody expected. And more on the Travis Scott thing in a second, too, because I feel like they did Travis Scott very dirty, and he's going to suffer the brunt because of that. But the match itself, I mean, it just, man, I hate Cena working as a heel. Like, he didn't do anything different. And I know that's the point of the heel turn. He's like saying F you to everybody. I'm not giving you what you want. But him working as a heel was just too fucking slow for me. I get what he was trying to do, exaggerate his moveset and shit like that. But I just didn't like it, dog. It took too long for the match to really get going. It took a while for me to settle into the match. And once they did start getting to the spots and, Cena hit the little spinning DDT, that was probably the highest point of the actual match before we got to the interference part. So, but yeah, it was like you were sitting on pins and needles the whole time. It was pretty much filler until whatever the fuck the end angle was going to be. And just like, and this is another reason why I'm kind of mad at The Rock and maybe just WWE as a whole. Why the fuck would you put Travis Scott, who, and JB, I've been defending Travis as far as like,
Yeah.
the hate that he's received being involved in this. Because look, WWE made the deal with him to be involved in this. He's been going to wrestling classes. Like, they plan to utilize him in the ring at some point and utilize him in storylines. But it was only going to work.
He went in the back after this match and told Triple H, "I'm a wrestler now. Like, I'm into this shit." Like, no, you're not, bro. Like, no, stop.
No, but no, and I don't think he's trying to.
He said this is his full-time job now.
Yeah, and but at the end of the day, he's a fan. And the only way this was gonna work is if you had The Rock alongside Travis Scott. To send Travis Scott out there, who is inexperienced, green as fuck, and while he's involved in the story, he was kind of just like the side quest of the story. Oh, Travis Scott is involved. It's Travis Scott. He slapped the shit out of Cody. It was all fun. We all had a laugh about it. And like I said, the shit with Bully Ray coming out, saying the shit that he said, it was out of bounds, bro. He received an unwarranted amount of hate for just being a fan and living his dream. Hey, I'm a musician. I've loved WWE all my life. I'm finally get to be involved in a major storyline. I'm sure he dreamed about doing shit like this, but we all know he's not a fucking wrestler, and we all know he's not the main focal point of the storyline. So to send him out there solo dolo, and the fucking entrance was like long as hell. It was clunky from the start to the fucking finish of that angle. And it's just unfortunate, bro. And I'm mad they put Travis in that position, because now fans have soured on him completely, and they're not going to look forward to him being involved in this angle anymore. And I still am kind of looking forward to what are they actually going to do with him. Not from a wrestling standpoint. Of course, he's not going to get in there and wrestle a 5-star match, but it's cool having fucking one of the biggest rappers in the world involved in like this main storyline. But they fumbled the fucking bag, bro. They did. And Cena was going to be the winner. We knew what the fuck that was, but it's just unfortunate. They could have executed this match way better. You could have got more entertainment value at the very least. We all knew Cena was going to win. You could have got way more from an entertainment value standpoint. And that's my last thing. The only good thing that I can take away that maybe might happen out of this is the fact that you had Cody faced with the choice at the end, and the way it was executed was corny. Don't get me wrong. Like, that shit they could have did that shit way better. But I'm hoping that moment is kind of going to lead to Cody being more heelish and pursuing the title again. And maybe we get more of that shit that they did at the Royal Rumble with him beating Kevin Owens and gloating about it. Like, going after Kevin Owens after that shit. I want to see that type of Cody. I want to see Cody with an edge. Because him being morally fucking right and shit like that, I thought we was past that, bro. He did that at WrestleMania 40 with the finish the story shit. We supposed to be getting a more stressed out fucking Cody Rhodes at this point. And they just dropped. They fumbled the bag with this one. They did, bro. It was a disappointment. Thank God for that triple threat match on night one. Otherwise, WrestleMania as a whole might be considered a flop.
Freddie, what you thinking, man?
I'm looking at the timer. If I could just be afforded a few moments, because
Yeah,
I have to.
Go ahead.
As long as you need, bro. I know we going long, but as long as you need.
I told you beforehand, this is the one topic. This is leading me. We've had some spats tonight of me kind of giving my true feelings. Here is the raw and the real about this stuff. Let me know if I'm wrong in this. This is the biggest fumble in pro wrestling history. This John Cena.
It could be. It could be.
This is the biggest. This is like the game is tied and you're going to win the championship and you're like on a breakaway layup and you go up for the layup and you don't even hit rim. You just airball a layup. Like, how do you airball it's a layup. Just
Agreed.
make the layup. You're airballing. It's like you go for an airball and you just throw it over the backboard. That's what this heel turns felt like. Cena's legacy can't be bookended with this match, and there's plenty of points I want to make about this match. One of them, though, for it to be a record-breaking 17th title win, I can't understand how all parties included thought that this would be a good idea. And Rock, who was absent this whole time, other than his,
Right.
we went from going, this is the biggest heel turn ever in WWE history, because the WCW Hogan turn was in WCW, wasn't in WWE. I know everybody
Mhm.
thinks WWE is wrestling and it's just MP3
Right.
player to iPod. Like there's no
Whoever did
other
that just don't
iPods.
watch the shit.
Like it was the biggest heel turn in WWE history. It's something we've been waiting 20 plus years to see. Instead, we saw The Rock and one of the most famous musical artists there is. Like that's a big deal. And them
Yeah.
standing together, you're like, oh, okay, like we're gonna get Travis Scott on
Yes.
Raw now, like he's gonna cut a promo or something. The Rock's involvement, like how is this gonna play out with Cena and The Rock riffing off one another and them being like kind of a duo on the mic? We didn't get it. We didn't get a good heel turn. We didn't get a version of Cena we've never seen before. All we
Preach.
saw is in the match, he kind of was like cocky and smiling and laughing. But he's also got ring rust now because he's been in Hollywood doing the thing he bitched about The Rock doing. He's doing.
Yep.
And John Cena, I've met him before. No, I have the utmost respect for John Cena. The man, the wrestler, the actor. His
Yes.
movies are all hilarious. He kills every single role he's in, Peacemaker included, on top of the
Yep.
movies.
Very good.
Why are we? I know why we are where we are with this stuff. And like I said, I just need a moment to vent about it.
Get your shit off.
WWE is the C word right now, and it's a C word in life it's not the C word you're thinking. The lady I got into it with earlier today, that was a C word for another Tuesday.
Right. Right.
Coincidentally, it's a Tuesday.
A
We'll see you
four-letter
next,
one.
see you next Tuesday.
Right.
This is a C word you never want to be, and especially when you're a company as popular as this one, as profitable as this one, and as global as this one. WWE is complacent. It proved in this
Yes.
Mania booking. Call me a hater, call me what you want. This Mania combined both nights, if you look at the track record, that's like a one good album every 10-year average. Like this is not good. This Mania, I had WWE, I hate the term, but slappies hitting my phone up and go, what the fuck was that main event? What were they kidding me? That's how you treat the most important record ever set in WWE is that 17th title reign.
Yeah.
It was like an afterthought. He is the GOAT. Why is this the first time he's doing it? It's not hard. Like I said, it's airball and a layup. You give Cena the heel turn. New theme, new quote. And I know his gimmick, they're saying it's like, oh, he's not giving you what you want. This is dumb. Then what's the point? We're just seeing John Cena doing a bad impersonation of John Cena. And that's what we saw
Yeah.
the whole time. And we get to this match.
Mhm.
And, the other sad thing about this is it makes Cody look like, is Cody not the guy like HBK is? Because HBK is Mr. WrestleMania. And for a reason, I can't stand that cockeyed motherfucker. He's rude to fans. He was late to an autograph signing and wouldn't stay a minute later. Told him how
Yeah.
important that Mania 25 match was to me. I've never been in a crowd more electric in Houston. I was at that match with him against Taker. It is still to this day one of the greatest wrestling matches I've ever seen in person. Couldn't
Period.
even look me in the face when I was talking to him. So fuck that guy. But as a wrestler, as a performer, he can get in the ring and make anybody look like $1,000,000. Cody Rhodes got into there with Cena. Cena's limited. He's got ring rust. He hasn't really been active in the ring. They put on a stinker. And The Rock goes on Pat McAfee's show today and he goes, oh, well, I talked to the guys, I talked to Cena and I talked to Cody and I didn't want to steal their spotlight in such a big moment. Then why
Bullshit.
the fuck did you do the steal is take your soul gimmick and do this whole
Right.
thing. They made it a thing at the Chamber. They ended the Chamber with that. It wasn't even a match. And they
Yeah.
ended with this big segment that you're thinking is going to just be this cataclysmic payoff, this like industry changing thing. They're so arrogant and they're so complacent because they set records, and Triple H is going to go with his glasses on and the scrum thing and the post show scrum, and he puts his glasses on. The gate was this, blah blah blah. Then you got all the ass kisser pundit idiot podcasters that are on there, and all they want to do is kiss Triple H's ass so they'll get invited to Backlash in St.
Right.
Louis. So we can see John Cena versus Randy Orton in the year 2025 for the WWE Championship. This is where we're at with things right now in this company. And you wonder why. They don't have a WWE network to cancel anymore, so people can't do the hashtag cancel WWE network bullshit anymore. So I don't know what other creative ways. Let's get creative on how we're going to boycott WWE.
Cancel
But
Netflix.
Cancel Netflix.
if I have to hear one more neck beard, granny loving fuckface lecture me about storytelling in wrestling and shit on other companies, wink wink, that are on tomorrow night
Right.
on TBS, and say they don't tell stories, but this company does. That story last night was dog shit, and there was no
Garbage.
payoff in that story considering the stakes that were involved in that match. There was no storytelling. There was better storytelling in the main event on Friday night than there was on, or Saturday night than there was on Sunday night, and that is a fact. That was your main match. That was what you end Mania with and send fans home. Like, even the most loyal WWE fans hit me up and they were scratching their head. And this is a problem. This isn't a problem that's going to plague WWE and their fans and Manias, like
Yeah.
just short term. In the long term, WWE is only going to be able to peddle out the same shtick, the same stars over and over again. Bret Hart and Stone Cold looked like they didn't even want to be there at the Hall of Fame.
I swear, bro.
Mm.
They was
They
talking
don't-
shit on the side about Triple H.
They don't play their theme like they always do. They do the Hall of Fame music, and it's like everybody's like standing on the ramp, and then they'll do like each wrestler's theme for like the main ones. Notice they didn't hit Brett or Stone Cold's because we can't injure the ego of the game. We can't make people get more of a pop for them if we pop for Stone Cold.
Right.
So Triple H's got to get his glory hog moment. Does his hour and 7 minute speech at the Hall of Fame.
Extremely too long.
Yeah. He a little conceited,
And
man. A little bit.
the ego and people and I, it racked my brain when people came at me and was like, "Oh, once Triple H takes over," I've had to hear that more than finish his story or whatever other cliche bullshit I've had to hear for the last several years. The thing I've always heard is, "Well, once Triple H takes over, it's the same entity. It's the same person pulling the strings behind the curtain. It's the same archetype with the headset. It's a corporate company. They're not going to give you, in my opinion, Takeshita and Ospreay was the best wrestling match of the entire week. Of
Yeah.
anything included. People tell
But
me
look
the
who you
NXT
talking
Triple
about.
Threat was a banger. I haven't watched it yet, so I can't be a judge of that. People say that Triple Threat main event at NXT was
Yeah, I
a
heard
banger.
it was good too.
I'll give it a
Yeah.
chance. I don't watch it. I haven't stayed current with that product in like 5 years. I'll watch that match because everybody's hyped it up. But to me, Takeshita Ospreay was the best wrestling match of the week, and that's not shade, that's not tribalism.
That's real.
WWE, as KG says, does not care about your feelings. They don't care if this story made no sense, even though, again, some dude that hooks up with a granny so he can sit ringside at Raw when it's at a town near him with a neckbeard lectures you about how WWE tells stories. AEW doesn't tell story. What story came out of the Cena match? He won the 17th title. That was it. There was no story. There
And
was
it
no
didn't feel like
soul. There was no rock. Travis Scott's coming out. He left his sage in his bag in the locker room. He didn't sage. I want to sage my eyeballs after wasting my time on that Night 2 Mania is what I want to sage. But to put a bow on this and to put an end to this here, I'm getting feedback.
Are you? You sound good.
It sounds fine to me.
Oh, I heard a wah, wah, wah. I heard that. WWE's took over my phone, dude. They remoted
Right.
in.
They tap in.
Yeah, they tapped
Sabotage them,
in.
They tapped in. We'll have to edit just a small edit of this. No, to put a bow on this subject, WWE relies on the machine that is WrestleMania. They pimp out the same people. Stone Cold almost did a Tokyo drift into a woman, which I feel like I
That
feel
shit
like
was
she was.
hilarious,
I feel
dog.
like she was more. I
So
feel like she
wild.
was less injured and more AJ Johnson from Friday. Rest in peace, AJ Johnson. With man, the floor ain't even slippery. I'll settle
Hmm.
this out of court for $5. My
Right.
neck, my back, my neck, and my
Ezel.
back. Yeah, my
Yeah,
neck, my back,
Ezel.
my neck, and my
Hey,
yeah.
you heard that Nick Khan came out there to like smooth things over and shit like that. It
Mhm.
was that bad, bro. Like,
But the delay on her like fall, it was like, oh, and trust me, I like the memes of JBL with the halo, like he had the halo with the
yeah.
cowboy hat sticking up and the neck brace. That would have been
Hey,
me.
I'm not
Like,
gonna lie. They $1 billion company. I did the same shit.
I
I'm
will
fucked
hustle them
up.
for all it's worth. Nick Khan, run it.
I would have too. And
Right.
Stone Cold was
I
drinking
love
before
Stone
this.
Cold too. I
Stone Cold
love
was
Stone
drinking
Cold too,
before
but
this.
yeah, I'm suing him. I'm suing the shit out of him and WWE.
Stone Cold was
But
drinking
my
before this. I don't know if you guys seen the video of him trying to get up the ramp, but he missed the ramp entirely.
Oh God.
So yeah, he was drinking before this.
to put a bow on this, WWE does the same shtick every Mania. They pimp out the run-ins. They pimp out Taker and Stone Cold, Cena. They rely on these bigger stars because they don't actively
Make
push
stars.
make stars. Exactly. We have a PC that's devoted to this. Name me five wrestlers out of the PC that are like world beater bona fide superstars. You got Roman Reigns. He came through there. That was family based, really. So it wasn't like they just found some local indie wrestler. Like he's grandfathered
Right.
in from all the great people that have come from his lineage. So he kind of had a foot in the door. They pride themselves on developing talent, and people detract from other companies for WWE because if you're in WWE, you're a WWE guy, and it's like, dude, Seth Rollins was more Ring of Honor than he was for WWE
Yeah.
for a lot of wrestling fans. So it's only going to be so long at Mania where they can pimp out superstars because Cena's retiring. Reigns probably doesn't have a lot left in the tank. Undertaker's definitely not coming out often. Stone Cold definitely ain't driving buggies and four wheelers out anymore. You're going to have to
Right.
find ways to put on compelling WrestleManias because even the most loyal WWE fans are going to get sick of ending a WrestleMania like this to where you're so disappointed. And not just, well, you didn't get your way. So Triple H did that interview after Mania about people need to just stop being critics and just watch. They're so arrogant that they can't even take criticism when criticism is
Right.
deserved.
It's
That's
fair. Yeah.
not tribal shit. This isn't. I love AEW, so everything we've sat here for 2 hours. I've given all kinds of compliments to different parts,
Yeah.
different aspects of Mania. But in the grand scheme of things, they don't care about you. They don't care about you as a wrestling fan. They don't care about putting on quality matches. All they care about is money. That's at the end of the day. That's why Logan Paul's on top. That's why Travis Scott randomly did a run in, which made no sense. That's why they have
Right. I'm
800
so mad they did that to
commercials.
Travis.
That's why they have 800 commercials. It's not about good wrestling matches. It's about presentation. It's about globalizing. WWE, they fancy themselves as like, oh, we don't cater to casuals. We don't cater to wrestling fans. We cater to casuals. Dude, WWE's crowd is every dude in the crowd at WWE outside of Mania is the stepdad or like the new boyfriend that's trying to get laid from the little Jimmy's mom. And he's like, here, little Jimmy, like Raw's in town. Let's go.
Silly.
Like, they don't
Right.
little Jimmy doesn't know what he likes, and that dad that's there with him is just trying to get laid. Like he doesn't care about Cena or wrestling or five-star man. That guy's like, hey, you want to get a Cena shirt and let's get a hot dog. They don't care about wrestling, and that's who this company caters to. And then like there's this myth in wrestling that you can't be successful if you alienate the casuals and you just focus on the sweaties and like the sickos. I think that's bullshit because AEW's proven that they can be that alternative and that solution if you care about what happens when the bell goes ding ding ding. Turn that
Right.
show on. If you want chance and this is awesome and the same formulaic stuff that you grew up on as a kid, then you're going to tune into Monday nights and Friday nights. And no
Hmm.
better or worse, you pick your poison, use ice cream flavors. But I'm not going to sit here after this Mania ended and just try to toe the line and like try to give it some compliments. That match sucked. It was the biggest fumble I've ever seen in pro wrestling. It's literally the definition of you had one job. It made Cody look bad. It made all that took was for Cody to lose was that bullshit ending. It needed to be more. It needed to be more than that, way more than that. It needed to make more sense. But again, WWE is complacent. They can't stay out of their own way, and their arrogance is going to cost them. It may not seem like it now, but their arrogance is going to cost them as far as wrestling fandom goes. And again, I will step off the soapbox and shut up for the rest of the
I,
show.
nah, you
You
good,
good?
Brody. And how can you argue against what the fuck you just said, bro? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And listen, we'll get into like JB, how we did it the last couple shows ago. We'll do the three taps for night one and night two. Do you want to do them together, or do you want to grade them separately?
We probably got to grade them separately because
All right. I mean, that's cool because one night, to me, the filler on night two was better than night one, but
yeah,
the main event just it was not good. If you take the triple threat and put that on night two was like remembered forever. But yeah, just I will, if we doing them separately, give me night one. Night one gets 3 taps out of me, and it's mainly because of the main event. But the filler was good enough. The only flat match was the New Day match on night one. Everything else to me delivered, and that triple threat literally was like everything for the whole night. So give me 3 taps for night one.
3 taps for night one. I probably got to agree with you as well too. Give me 3 taps for night one. The triple threat basically just kind of saved this whole weekend with Rollins, Roman, and Punk. The filler, they weren't as bad, but I mean, this still takes a hit for me. So the 3 taps for night one.
All right, Freddie, is night one down for the 3 counts? Probably not, but are you kicking out at 2?
This was a kick out at one. This was like you hit me with 3 finishers and I just went up like
Mm,
that. Yeah.
no
It
sale. No sale.
yeah, this was Triple H Ultimate Warrior. Hit him with the pedigree and Warrior just stands up right after.
Right.
I they pulled me in. They once you think you're out, they pull you back in. They pulled me in. This Mania had me. This was the most hyped I've been for a Mania in like 10 years, and they blew it. It was an easy layup. They airballed the layup. The triple threat wasn't enough for me to walk away from night one and think that that's the best they could do with those matches and a year worth of build and a year worth of storytelling that everybody lectures me about. They could have put on something better. It felt like a Raw in a big football stadium. And then the only thing that felt special was the triple threat match. That felt like a Mania match. Everything else just felt just put together and rushed, and it was what it was, and it
Yeah.
wasn't enjoyable, man. Like the turn at night one was great, but it wasn't that didn't hold up a 3.5 hour show for me to be like, oh yeah, it was a great show.
Right,
Wasn't
right.
it
No,
wasn't
I
it's
feel
not
you
my
on
cup
that.
of tea. It wasn't for me. It's not my cup of tea. It just wasn't
I'm
for
not
me.
mad at that. My only reason, and of course, I'm not saying it was a perfect show just because I gave it a 3 count, but the main reason is because, like I said in the short, for the builds that you got for a lot of these matches, which we all know the builds were shit leading up to WrestleMania, and the payoffs that you got, at least in terms of night one, a lot of right decisions were made in terms of the payoffs. So that's why I was able to live with it, and I gave it the 3. If the payoffs hadn't have been there, then this really it really could have been a flub. Like, this shit is borderline like flop to me. But I give night one at the very least definitely a 3 count, because it was executed better than night two. Although I felt like the filler was better. But going into night two, um, that fucking main event really want to make me kick out at 1. I'll just go ahead and give it the 2 count. But that main event, like you said, Freddie, that could go down literally as the biggest fucking fail in WWE WrestleMania main event history. So, and that's what it's going to be remembered for this. Make no
Mm-hmm.
mistake about it. It's going to be remembered for what the fuck Cena Cody was.
Yeah, there's a permanent stink forever on this. And I always gauge WrestleManias too, and any good show like pay-per-view in any company. I always gauge it by uh, I'm gonna run that back. How many times do you say that if you're
Hmm.
watching a great pay-per-view? Oh, I'm running this back tomorrow, or I'm running this match back, when I get off
Right.
work on Tuesday or something. What match are you gonna go to Peacock 3 months from now and go, oh shit, let me go back to Mania from this year. Let me go back like you're gonna
The
watch the
triple threat.
clip of,
Yeah.
yeah, the triple threat probably you'll watch, and then you can see clips of Heyman going heel, like a reel that's like 5 seconds on YouTube that you'll probably watch and be like, oh yeah, that was a great heel turn. Like we already talked
Hmm.
about why it was so great. And that match was fun. It was sports entertaining. But are you gonna go to back to night one for Mania and like watch those matches back other than the triple threat? And that's how
Not a
I
lot of
gauge.
them.
That's how I
Nope.
gauge stuff.
Yeah.
That's how I gauge a successful pay per view. There's been pay per views start to finish. Like I'm watching this whole damn thing the next morning. Like as soon as I wake up, I'm getting some breakfast. I'm watching this pay per view back as soon as my eyeballs open. This wasn't it, and it's not going to be a memorable mania where we go back. This is like COVID mania to me, and that's saying
Yeah.
something. Uh, are you going to go back to this and watch it later? Probably not. It's just being real.
No, that's facts.
JB.
You guys are spot on. I'm kicking out at two of this one. This is like a quick cover that you thought you were going to get. Nope, this is not. WWE, you were in Vegas, you gambled, and you lost. Like, this is the worst WrestleMania main event match that you've had in a while. And
Long
it,
time
it's just terrible to see because I was
since Mia
literally
Cena.
disappointed and disgusted at the end of night two to the point that it's like, this was bad. This was really bad. Like there's
Yeah.
no coming
That
back
main
from
event.
this. Like this is on record right now. This is on Peacock to live for forever. Like no one is gonna forget about this. And as you said, Freddie, what match are you gonna turn back on the next day that it was like, you know what, I really want to run that back again? It will never
Yeah.
be this main event. Never.
And to Freddie's point, it's the justification after the fact too that kind of was like really loud. Like y'all really
Oh,
trying to come out here and sell this to us. But go ahead, JB. My bad.
No. That was it. That's all I had to say. Like this was a fumble, a horrible fumble.
dude, Lawrence Taylor and the Ghost of Bam Bam Bigelow. As soon as that Cena match ended and he won the title, they both looked at each other like, "Whoo, man! I thought our main event was the
Yeah, I
shittiest.
thought ours was
I thought
shit.
our main
Like
event
yo,
was the shittiest of all time. No, I thought it. No, that was the shittiest main event of all. The Ghost of Bam Bam, the Beast of the East, and my
Right.
dog Lawrence Taylor, one of the scariest football players ever. They
Big
took
fact.
a deep exhale and was like." Ah, okay, we're not the shittiest Mania main event of all time anymore.
Mm,
Yeah. It's pretty bad, bro. That's what it's gonna be remembered for, most definitely.
yeah.
Um, I know we went hella long on this episode, and some of this gonna get edited out, but
This is a Joe Rogan
we
episode, right?
right, dog, for real, man. For real. But I mean, it's WrestleMania, man. This is
Yeah,
what the
it's
Gotta
fans
go
want.
WrestleMania.
big.
We
Yeah, gotta go
appreciate,
big.
yeah, we appreciate everybody that tapped in with us for sure. If y'all just want to hit the quick points of what y'all thought about the Raw after Mania, we can just do that and get up out of here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Raw after Mania, it had some fun debuts. I know people were hyped about Rusev coming back. Let's face it, he never should have been fired in the first place. Another one of their
Yes.
genius moves where they fired Karrion, brought him back. Now he's cutting shoot work promos about how bad it is.
Right.
But I loved it though. Carrion's my dude,
No, that was
friend.
fire. I fuck with Carrie.
Yeah, he's we're Motorhead bros. We're homies for sure.
Nice.
But Rusev was one of those casualties. He never should have left, and his style fits best in WWE. His style
Mhm.
is best served there. I think a great match you could have, and I know it doesn't make sense because they're presumably heels, but like a Drew McIntyre Rusev feud is going to be great. You could have Damian. You talked about what to do with Damian Priest. You
Yeah,
could have Priest go at it with Rusev. There's a lot of
I'm
dance
with that.
partners for him. But all in all, as a show, it's like it all led up to that main event. There were three matches on the show. It's a 2 hour and change show. There were three wrestling matches total. So
Crazy.
a lot of this, not really a lot of exposition, but you did see Orton, RKO, and Cena. I mean, I'm sour on the fact that we're getting this for the 78th time, but I'm also, as a wrestling fan, I'm like, it makes sense. It's his last run, and that pay per view's in St. Louis. You knew they were going to do it. It's cool to see that one more time, but like this isn't Masawa Kabashi. Like this isn't Okada Tanahashi. Like this is Cena Orton. Like we've seen it before. That was cool, I guess. And then we had three matches. We had the tag titles go back to the previous owners. Dom retained his title, super over again, so that's cool to see. And then the
Told
ending,
you, yeah.
the ending. I will say this, and then I'll kick it over to you two. I do think that the Raw after Mania has been lacking for like the last 7 years or so.
A
Yes.
long
Remember,
time,
remember
Yes.
yes.
back in the day, the Raw after Mania was almost doper
That was the
than the
best show in
ending of
town.
Mania. Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
better than the ending of Mania, which that's an easy bar to jump over for this year. And it kind of not, it doesn't take the taste out of your mouth about Mania, but it did end you on a note. Like if you're really sour on WWE after Mania, that ending to Raw, you're like, all right, like I'll stick around because this is really intriguing seeing Heyman and
Mm-hmm.
Breaker and Rollins. So they do have a couple things in the wheels in motion for their future. You're gonna get to see how Cena gonna ruin wrestling. Can they rectify this angle? It's too big of a blunder for me to think no matter what he does, I don't think there's any getting out of this. Like he's too in the mud
Yeah.
with that Mania ending. It's going to be a stank. They really have to put some effort into the Cena turn, but you have Rollins right now, who is the true ace of the company. So if you're sticking around to watch WWE before SummerSlam and not parachute in like your boy here, you're gonna be real hyped about Rollins. You're gonna be hyped about
Yeah.
Rollins running the show. So that's it. That's all I have to say about the Raw after Mania.
Go ahead,
Mm.
JB.
I agree with you guys. Raw after Mania has been lacking the past couple years. It really has, because I remember before you got a bunch of call ups and heel turns. It just doesn't seem the same anymore. I feel like after the WrestleMania weekend, they went around the locker room and just kind of asked everybody, "Hey, you want to do something on Monday? You want to do something? You want to do something?" And that's why you get only 3 matches and a whole bunch of talking, which it's not bad, but it doesn't help, especially a Monday night on Netflix. You were expecting a lot more. You got a Becky Lynch heel turn, which was okay, I guess. Randy RKO and Cena to start the night, and finally Rusev is back, which everyone was waiting for. Which that was like the biggest pop for me of a return. But other than that, this Raw after Mania just felt flat, and no disrespect to everyone who went out there to perform, but this just did not live up to the hype after WrestleMania, which I was hoping for after that shit ending that you got at night two.
Nah, I didn't think the Raw after Mania was that bad. There was some interesting things, and we already talked about, the Becky Hill turn. I assume it's because she's going to join the faction with Seth. One thing that y'all didn't point out that, and I know because it's Jey Uso, you might not have really paid attention to the segment, but Sami Zayn coming out and congratulating him, and you can kind of tell, like, I think that's something there, and that would be a good opponent for Jey Uso considering their history. You turn Sami Zayn heel, but not in the traditional heel way. I think if you play more into him being like, okay, like, because he came out there and talked about how he was, kind of sick that he didn't have a WrestleMania match and he almost didn't come to Vegas, but he came to Vegas for Jey. You can have Sami Zayn in the position of, look, I don't want to have to do this to you, but I got to feed my family. It's kind of like on that Kevin Owens prize fighter type shit. Like, look, I don't have many opportunities left and I got to take what I can. You are the champion. I hate to have to do this to you, but I'm coming after you. And you can have Sami Zayn get more aggressive as it goes along. I think that's a perfect, maybe, I don't know if they'll do it for the first opponent, but that's a perfect opponent for Jey Uso during this title run. I think they're going to turn Sami Zayn heel. But I thought that was pretty good. Of course, the Rollins Heyman thing that ruled the night. We ain't even got to get into that. That was just it. Just I'm looking forward to what they're going to build off of that. Rusev, I mean, I just hope they don't mid carding at this point. But yeah, I mean, that overall, I felt like they did get some juice out of the Raw after Mania this year, but I totally agree. In past years, it has not been good. This is probably one of the better ones within the last 6 to 7 years, like you said.
You couldn't even get The Rock to show up on the Raw after Mania.
Yeah,
Just,
bro.
just
I'm oh,
something. What's up?
Yeah, that was the last thing I meant to touch on the Cena thing. So, they kind of doing this at when the clock strikes 0 and these days are gone.
27 days.
That's when the shit's gonna change. Da 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 da. And I'm like, Freddie, like, I don't think you can rescue it at this point. Although I don't think this angle is bad, it's better than what the fuck we've gotten so far. I do like the idea of having that little timer there. And now you kind of got people like, all right, I really got to get the title off Cena before this shit happens, or else. Like, and he even alluded to it, like, there's going to be a Raw after I leave. Like, I'm not stupid to that. But he's propping himself up as the last real champion. And I really don't like Cena as this version of a heel, but I can see what they're getting at, and I can kind of rock with at least this part of it. But once again, if the execution is not there, they have a chance to let it flop. But I thought that Randy was the perfect first opponent for him. Like you said, JB, this is the greatest hits for John Cena at this point.
Mhm.
So he's going to have the 1v1 with Randy. He's going to have the 1v1 with Cena. He's going to do all that. We all know all that to be true. So you're going to get a lot of greatest hits matches, to get you out throughout the year. But overall, okay, we'll see where it goes. But that's all I got.
Is that a show, fellas?
Yes, man. God
Yeah,
damn, I'm thirsty.
Yeah.
I will never not bring a water to a 2-hour fucking sit-in no more, bro. But
I had 2 cans. Went through 2 cans.
I normally do, bro. I was stressed out before this, and I just came and just did the show. But shout out, Freddie. We appreciate having you, bro,
Shout out, man.
and keeping it real, bro. We love shooting the shit with you, bro. So you got an open invite whenever you want. You know that. So
Appreciate you letting me just come on and be real about it and not toe a line or do this
man, I ain't trying to toe no
gum,
fucking
No,
line.
come
gumball,
on now.
gumball, lollipop, rainbow type, stuff when it's not warranted. And there's a lot of people, and I preach this all the time. Watch wrestling, enjoy it, get it from wherever you can get it from. But let's keep it funky and let's keep it real. Like, that was not a good showing, and it's more reason for people like skeptics and people like me that just want to see good wrestling, that care about the art form and don't care about all the goofy stuff that comes around all that, the extracurriculars.
Right.
So I stay positive about wrestling as a whole, but as that weekend is concerned, man, miss me with that. So thank you for letting me get on here and just be real about just how I felt watching that stuff this weekend.
Anytime, bro.
Yeah,
And we
anytime,
need differing opinions. If we were just
Yeah.
up here agreeing with everything, then it wouldn't be a good show. So I respect your opinions. You deep in the game. Like, I value and respect your opinions always, bro. But we
Hell yeah.
appreciate you hanging with us for 3 hours almost.
I know.
And, JB,
My wife
JB,
just went to
you already
bed,
know.
so yeah, it's a
Yep, my wife calling me too. Yep, it's
I
closing
got
time
text,
for sure.
man. I got the text. so-
But JB, I love you, man. I appreciate you. This episode was brought to you by the good people at Feldman Chevrolet and Novi.
Shout
We
out.
absolutely appreciate them sponsoring this long ass episode. And let's do more of these, man. We definitely gonna do more of these as a trio. Next week, probably be me and JB back at it, and we will try to get in some AEW because little WWE out at the moment. WrestleMania
need a
is a
break.
lot to deal with. We got a lot of shit coming up with Woodward. So after that, we'll try and dive back into AEW and see what's going on there. But shout out to everybody that's going to watch this long ass episode. We really appreciate it. We'll try and cut up some shorts too for my short attention span people. And love y'all, man. Hey, it's been Woodward Ringside, JB, KG, Freddie Felt 3 1/3. We out.
Peace.
Bring